question. What did y'all think of the all Scarlet uniforms and the all Scarlet crowd? I thought it was sick. I love when teams do all color, one color in the crowd. I just think that's so intimidating. 102,000 fans screaming and yelling while Penn State's on offense, all in this scarlet, blood red sort of thing. The all Scarlet uniforms. I thought it looked amazing. I thought it was a sick look. I love when OSU does the all one color uniforms, like the all Scarlet uniform. The all black uniform is sexy, I have to say. I'd be curious to see if they decided to go with an all gray uniform. Maybe that's the next one, but I don't know if they do that. Yeah, we'll be ready for MSU and TTUN after this game for sure. Then the playoffs. Yeah, they have to make the playoffs first. Uniforms and crowd were amazing. I know. Home field advantage looked amazing. Looked like it was a fun night at the Horseshoe this evening on the eve of Halloween. That's for sure. There's students are just going to be going to their parties now, having a good time on Halloween. They're going to get very drunk. That's for sure. I like the all black. Yeah, the all black was awesome. I love those all black uniforms. Those things are freaking fire. Amazing. I love those jerseys like more than I love my soul. Honestly, they're so nice. Yeah, it was awesome to see the uniforms, also to see the crowd, the win at home. Really good night for the Buckeyes. They had an all gray. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was the all dark gray. What if they did like an all like lighter gray, or like Ohio State has like a scarlet or like a black helmet? That would be really cool. Certainly interesting concept for sure, but we're not here to talk only about uniforms. We're here to talk about freaking football. And the football was fun tonight. That's for sure. And I think it's good that we had an Ohio State game that was actually close because it was more entertaining. It's, it's tough to talk about games where it's like, oh, Ohio State's up by 40 after the first quarter. Cool. Let me just wait for the next 3 quarters to end. This game, you're on the edge of your seat. You're waiting to see what's going to happen. It's cool to see that. I like watching competitive football games. It's fun. It's super fun. Speaking of competitive football games, the last 2 ranked teams of the day are playing. BYU's only up by 7 against Virginia, and then Fresno State's beating SDSU 17-0. I mean, there were a couple of upsets today that are definitely going to affect the first college football rankings on Tuesday. We don't have all these different alternate color jerseys. I know we don't have. I was just concepting. I like, the conception of it. It would be so cool. Imagine like an all scarlet OSU uniform with a black helmet with all the Buckeye stickers. Oh, that'd be sweet. Lost some fingernails tonight. Absolutely. You definitely, a lot of nerves, but it's all in relief. And now Ohio State has to go to Lincoln, Nebraska on Saturday and face the mighty Cornhuskers. We love a bit of Nebraska, who lost to Purdue today. Nebraska is not very good at football. Can we just throw this out there? How ridiculous is it that the Big Ten West is so much worse than the Big Ten East? All but one team in the Big Ten East has 4 wins. Well, maybe that's not a good barometer. What is it? 5 teams in the Big Ten East have winning records. 4 teams in the Big Ten West have winning records, but their conference records, you got 3s and 2s, 2s and 4s, 1s and 5s. Like, ugh. The Big Ten West is so bad compared to the Big Ten East. It's crazy. Do you think Master Teague was missed on short yards today? Yeah, I would have liked to see a little more Master Teague maybe in those short yardage situations. But thing is, Travion Henderson has proven to be the guy now in the running game. He's proven to be sort of like the all-purpose back. Williams and Teague have taken kind of a backseat. I mean, Henderson had 28 carries. Garrett Wilson had 1, and Williams had 3. So in an important game like this, when Travion Henderson is getting 28 of the team's 32 carries, I think that kind of shows us that Ryan Day has full trust in Henderson and that he's basically the all-purpose back, and he's just going to be playing in red zone situations too. To be honest, the Buckeyes should be happy with as far as they've come. They are very young, I'll admit, but the energy was way off tonight. Interesting perspective. Okay. Do you think the line started to wear them down a little in the second half? Yeah, a little bit. I think Ohio State's energy was a little bit better in the second half. Penn State in the third quarter came out with, the 2 touchdowns. They had a good quarter, some open touchdowns for them. Defense was unable to cover Dotson all night, but I think the fourth quarter, the defense had a little more energy than the Penn State offense. I think Ohio State killed a lot of clock on those fourth quarter drives, got those key field goals. Important. Definitely important. Scott Frost must have naked pics of someone because I can't figure out for the life of me how he's still a coach. Yeah, he probably has some, maybe, yeah. That's an interesting accusation. Scott Frost just has some blackmail material. I mean, I would think Ohio State beats Nebraska by like 30 points. You would think, but who the hell knows? Lincoln's a tough place to play. As they came to play, they were not intimidated. If not for those silly turnovers, the Buckeyes would be on the losing side. Congrats for the win to the Bucks regardless. Yeah, Ohio State's defense had some clutch plays. That's probably the difference between a win and a loss. Great win, but the play calling needs work. Run it outside and throw more 10 to 15-yard routes, soften the D up. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Henderson first half was timid. Also, CJ Stroud had some weird decision-making. Like, there was the play where he threw to Williams, and it was initially ruled a fumble, but then they reviewed it, and it was an incomplete pass. By the way, the officials had a pretty bad game. It was a weirdly officiated game for sure. But CJ Stroud in that situation, he's nearly about to run past the line of scrimmage, and he can easily just run the ball for a first down, but then he decides to throw it at the very last second to Williams, and that almost led to a fumble. They got lucky, and it was an incomplete pass. Well, he was down when he caught it, so it wasn't a fumble. So, but those kinds of decision making, CJ Stroud, I think, needs to be more confident in the running game. But yeah, TreVeyon Henderson, despite the fact that the guy had 150 some rushing yards, 152, it was probably one of his weakest games. But it was against a good defense, and he was able to have one big run that helped him. Miss Master today, I think Teague would have got more traction leading day to play Teague more than he played Mayan. Plus, he's more experienced. Yeah, I think it'd be nice to see Master Teague play more. He's kind of in like the gulag in a way, but I think, yeah, against teams like Michigan State and Michigan, maybe get Teague in there, get that experience in the red zone. But if TreVeyon Henderson keeps having 150-yard games, then I just don't see Master Teague coming in for too many opportunities, honestly. Referees were terrible. Ejection, no holding call. Should have won by more. Why is CJ not keeping the ball and running? I saw quite a few free yards. Yeah, CJ's done that a lot this season. It's interesting to see an Ohio State quarterback in recent years who is more confident passing out of the pocket, and in those situations where he can easily run for first downs, just go out of bounds, he still decides to throw it. That's definitely, I think, the biggest area of improvement that I can find with CJ Stroud. It needs to be more confident running the ball and needs to be confident when there's open space where he should just run, to just run and not throw it. Because that situation, he's got to run the ball and just get a first down, run out of bounds, slide, whatever. Got to get those runs. Offensive play calling was disappointing in the red zone. Yeah, Williams maybe gets more touches too. I think Henderson has just been going off in the last few weeks, where today Brian Day's like, okay, you're just going to get all the carries today. So we'll see what the carry distribution will be against Nebraska and Purdue, and maybe that gives us a clue into what it would be like against Michigan State. Like your page, though, you're a cool dude. Thanks, Treasure the Torah. I'm glad you think I'm a cool dude. I appreciate that compliment. Thank you so much.